as you have all known, there has been a myth until this very day that you would not simply grow with calisthenics alone. But I call bullshit on this statement because I call bullshit on this statement because today I'll be delivering the truth on why you don't grow or get big with calisthenics because I, for one, is a testament why calisthenics is one of my main driver in muscle size and even strength because there has been this myth circulating and floating around, most especially in most especially in the realm of future fitness industry in general, in social media fitness industry, because the number one mistake that a lot of people I have noticed they tend to do and follow is they treat calisthenics like it's GPP. And first and foremost, I am here to tell you that um, hardcore calisthenics and effective calisthenics for bodybuilding is not the same as GPP or general physical preparedness, or most simply put, it is just conditioning of the human body. What most of these social media influencers they tend to do, preach, and their followers tend to do is they simply condense it into 5 to 6 minute circuits in which sure, um, GPP work or conditioning is not as bad, but if your goal is simply muscle hypertrophy, then you do more than just doing 5 to 6 minutes of quote unquote chest workouts or ab routines. In my experience, ab routines are probably the one that are effective in terms of doing less than 10-minute circuits. But in my experience, uh, instead of doing it like a cardio based workout, implement and imitate heavy compound weighted movements that you do at the gym and simply translate it in doing it in terms of body weight exercises. For example, if you are simply strong, like stupid strong in doing bench press, you're probably better at doing weighted dips, weighted push-ups, deficit push-ups, or ring push-ups. Because I always tell you guys that if you want to be very minimalist in terms of home equipment, gymnastics rings are the best. And I'm not saying that, or I'm not preaching that gymnastics rings alone would be quote unquote optimal, but like the variety and tons of possibilities in exercise variation and movements is very, what do you call this? It's more than just relying on a pull-up bar. If you want to do a overhead press substitute in terms of calisthenics, overhead like deficit handstand push-ups is what I'm trying to tell. Then a heavy lat pull down, you can do weighted pull-ups. You can just simply put anything on a dip belt. I sometimes do like a gallon of water. What I do in weighted pull-ups when I'm at home, since I have limited equipments, I'm only at a maximum of 20 pounds in my adjustable dumbbells. I would simply rely on gallons of water, and in substituting cable rows, I simply do like many different variation of uh, grips and body leveraging on the inverted rows on the rings. The second mistake that guys do as to why they don't grow with calisthenics is they mistake skills alone will increase muscle mass. It's a mistake thinking that front levers and planches alone would make you grow, um, but it is most certainly, definitely, you'd you'd have the requirement to grow your. It's a requirement that majority of your upper body mass should be strong in terms of isometric, relative, and overall strength, so you can achieve such skills as to achieve like a front lever. In my experience, I used to do calisthenics in the middle of the lockdown. In middle of the lockdown, I do weighted pull-ups, then some straight arm bodyweight pullovers or straight arm lat pull downs. And as to achieving like even just the top planche alone, I do weighted dips and weighted deficit push-ups. The third mistake that naive beginners, like even advanced lifters alone, would do as they follow TikTok and IG influencers and then follow their quote unquote optimal home workouts, in which, just as I described you in the first mistake, is they treat calisthenics as if it is only for GPP or conditioning, because they're too much attached in the weight room, which I will probably do another video in concern of beginners being too attached on weight rooms as to why they stall whenever like the gyms are not available and they're closed, as to what happened during the lockdown. They stalled and even lost their progress in the they lost all of their progress in the process. So what I mean by this is I highly doubt that these influencers that I'm talking about, them themselves, would not even do it if comes a time that another type of crisis like what happened during the lockdown would probably inevitably happen again, is that they probably do another routine besides on what they post, obviously, because all they care is all what they care about is the profit. And I highly doubt that doing 3 sets of 15 push-ups would likely maintain at best their chest size and strength, when in reality some of them would probably bench. They would rep out 225 or 315 pounds on the bench press. The fourth mistake that I tend to notice, like even with my close associates, my close friends, my close acquaintances, is they are too lazy in doing home workouts. Again, their attachment in the weight room. Stop being a wuss and you get to work, right? So the same applies to the weight room and at home. Increase challenge and difficulty through time as you progress. If 25 push-ups are easy for you, then increase the reps, make it 50. If 50 push-ups are easy for you, then do 75 until you get to 100. Same applies to your pulling movements like the pull-ups or the rows. If 10 to 15 reps are easy, then increase the reps or even the sets. Like progressive overload by weight alone is just one piece of the pie, if you would like to call it like that. But like increasing reps and sets are also other ways of progressive overload. Also, in terms of like pulling movements, like changing your grips and doing varieties of movements, also changing your body lever, also challenges the central nervous system, so you can progress through your muscle and strength gains. Then lastly, the last mistake that I see with beginners, like again from beginner to advanced, is they have work capacity issues. Like imagine gassing out in just doing push-ups or planks. Like as even an intermediate would probably think that this would be just an easy challenge, but most of the guys that are too attached in the weight room, they tend to have like weak work capacity. Like they often gas out in just doing 25 plus reps of push-ups, 10 plus 10 plus repetition of pull-ups, and so on and so forth. So this would be like an issue if you have a work capacity of a novice or beginner, then expect little to no progress at all. So that would be it for today's video. If you happen to find this video helpful and informational, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't or not, click the notification bell so you can be notified and updated on the future contents to come. Even comment down below, um, what do you think of this video, if you have some experiences in the mistakes that I've listed in today's video. I know this is a very short video because of the weather. It's very hot in this room, and I'd like to make this very as much very quick and as much as precise as possible. So that would be it. Thank you for watching and have a good day.